Disney has long been celebrated for its iconic animated films and timeless stories that have defined generations. From the heartwarming tale of The Lion King to the enchanting nature of Beauty and the Beast, these films became pivotal works in animation history, shaping the childhoods of millions and cementing Disney's reputation as a powerhouse of animation. For many of us, memories of these films are wrapped in nostalgia, dusting off that well-worn VHS copy of Finding Nemo or rewinding our favourite scene for the 100th time as we curled up on the living room carpet. Yet, not every Disney film enjoyed instant success. Some of the company's most ambitious and creatively daring projects initially flopped at the box office, failing to connect with audiences or meet the lofty expectations set by Disney's legacy. Over time, however, many of these overlooked gems have experienced a remarkable transformation, finding new life as cult classics. Today, they're beloved by passionate fans who treasure them for their unique storytelling and innovation. This begs the question, why did these films stumble upon their initial release, and what is it about them that resonates so deeply with audiences now? Today, we're diving into a few of my favourite Disney classics, films that have been overlooked by the masses but remain, in my opinion, some of the best animations ever to grace our little box TVs. Let's kick things off with my all-time favourite Disney film, which not only had the coolest angsty teen protagonist, however also blessed us with the most adorable, shape-shifting, blobby sidekick. I'm of course talking about Treasure Planet. Released in 2002, this intergalactic space pirate adventure was a wild ride that combined hoverboards, cyberborg aliens, and mind-blowing visuals into one epic steampunk reimagining of the famous historical novel Treasure Island. This movie was a bold mix of hand-drawn animation and cutting-edge CGI, making it one of Disney's most ambitious and expensive projects ever, with a budget of over $140 million. And let's not forget the soundtrack, which besides Tarzan and Mulan might just be one of the best songs Disney has ever delivered. Unfortunately, despite all this awesomeness, the film didn't find its audience at the time, grossing only $110 million at the global box office. The problem wasn't the movie, it was the timing. Audiences were shifting towards 3D animation, and Disney's marketing didn't know how to sell a sci-fi adventure to families used to fairy tales. But for the fans who did watch it, Treasure Planet became a revelation, a unique blend of heart, action, and jaw-dropping intergalactic space adventure visuals that still hold up today. Rewinding a year prior to Treasure Planet, and we have an action-packed adventure that ditched the musical numbers and talking animals for a crew of quirky explorers on a quest to uncover a mysterious lost civilization. Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Released in 2001, this plot felt more like watching an Indiana Jones film rather than The Little Mermaid. With thrilling action sequences, mysterious technology, and a sense of discovery, this was definitely a wild adventure. Not to mention Princess Kida, who was low-key up there with the fish from Shark Tale. You know what I'm talking about. Despite all of this, Atlantis: The Lost Empire once again failed to make a splash at the box office. While the film pushed boundaries with its action-packed storyline and darker tone, parents found it a little bit too intense for younger audiences, with its themes of danger, betrayal, and peril feeling a little too mature for the usual Disney crowd. Meanwhile, older viewers dismissed it as just another cartoon, not realising the depth and innovation it brought to the table. The film's bold departure from Disney's typical style left many unsure of where it fit. However, over time, Atlantis has found a dedicated cult following. Fans now celebrate its stunning world building, richly detailed setting, and unforgettable characters that feel more grounded and complex than your average animated fare. People have come to appreciate the film's willingness to take risks, from their unique animation style to the mature storytelling, and it's become a beloved treasure for those who crave something more adventurous and daring from Disney. For my final film, it was a tough choice between two classics, The Emperor's New Groove and The Rescuers. And while I believe Emperor's New Groove is seriously underrated compared to other Disney titles, it still enjoys more recognition than some of the others on the list. So, after much deliberation, we'll still be diving into the oldest release here, The Rescuers. Released in 1977, The Rescuers tell the heartfelt tale of two brave mice embarking on a daring mission to rescue a kidnapped orphan. At the time, it was both a critical and commercial success, earning a praise for its charming animation and emotional depth. However, as the years went by, it's become somewhat overshadowed by Disney's more iconic hits like The Lion King and Aladdin, which captured the cultural spotlight. Despite this, for those who grew up with it, The Rescuers hold a special place in our hearts. It's a quieter, more intimate story that doesn't rely on flashy or spectacle, but instead focuses on the power of friendship, courage, and kindness. Even today, the film continues to resonate with viewers, offering a sense of nostalgia for simpler times and a reminder of the enduring appeal of classic Disney animation. And while its sequel, The Rescuers Down Under, was technically groundbreaking as Disney's first full digital feature, it unfortunately underperformed at the box office. The film was a bold step forward in animation technology, but it never quite reached the same level of success or recognition as its first. That said, over time, The Rescuers Down Under has become celebrated as one of Disney's most underrated gems. Beloved for its breathtaking visuals, deep emotional storytelling, and its ability to stand out in the early days of digital animation. However, just a side note, the deranged Australian antagonist in this film, Percival McLeish, might just be one of the most terrifying villains in animated history. These movies flopped for several reasons, but a big part of it comes down to timing. By the early 2000s, Disney's magic had started to fade. Animated movies were no longer guaranteed hits, especially with competition like DreamWorks redefining the genre with films such as Shrek and Ice Age. Disney's traditional animation style was evolving, but its audience taste had already shifted. Movies like Treasure Planet and Atlantis were just too different from what people expected, and as a result, they didn't capture the general audience's interest. However, here's the catch. These films weren't failures, they were simply ahead of their time. Though they didn't find success at the box office, they made a lasting impression on the audiences who did watch them. As these fans grew up, they began to share their love of these films, helping to create a cult following that continues to grow. Now, thanks to the rise of streaming platforms and the nostalgia-driven audience of today, these once-forgotten movies are getting recognition they truly deserve. While they may not have been box office hits, they've become something even more powerful, timeless classics with a dedicated fan base that appreciate their uniqueness. So, next time you're browsing through Disney Plus or any streaming platform, take a moment to revisit Treasure Planet, Atlantis, or any other hidden gem that you might have overlooked. In a world where the loudest voices often dominate, it's easy to forget that the most memorable stories are sometimes the quietest ones. These films have grown significance over time, leaving a lasting impression long after the credits roll.